Hello, my name is Mike, and today's training will be on the First Leap online curriculum. So today's training will be talking about what is RAZ, First Leap's online curriculum structure, and the standard procedure to teaching our lessons, which include before reading, while reading, and after reading. So what is RAZ? RAZ is Reading A to Z, which is a program that has been ranked #1 by teachers across the US and Canada. It is currently being used in nearly half of all school districts in the US and Canada, as well as 155 countries worldwide. Reading A to Z is a leveled course that spans across 29 levels of difficulty. Its books and resources are correlated to state and Common Core standards and designed to improve reading rates, fluency, and accuracy of students. First Leap's online curriculum structure is divided into stages. So we have stage 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Each stage is geared towards a specific age level or range, and our students' ages will range from 4 years old to 9 years old. For the first course, 6 books from stages 4 through 6 will be available for students and teachers, and by the end of August 2017, books from all levels will be ready. So the content of our lessons includes language points, which have the phonics and sight words, vocabulary, and structures and grammar, as well as reading ability, reading fluency, reading strategies, and comprehension skills. And last, the book information, so print concepts, writers and illustrators, and text styles. These are some of our sample lessons from stages 4 through 6. Books include Go Away Lily, My Brain, Maria's Halloween, Under That Rock, A Clown Face, and Calming Down. So here we have the standard procedures for our lessons. Each First Leap lesson is divided into 2 25-minute sessions. Between each session, there is a 5-minute break for the student and teacher. So for session 1, we have a brief warm-up and vocabulary learning before we read. While we read, we have our first reading and language practice. For the second session, we have a second reading, a quiz, and a conversation, as well as skills learning and a wrap-up. So here's a bit more in-depth for each session. Okay, so before reading, with the first session anyway, we have a greeting and warm-up. This time is used to set up an easy and comfortable environment for learning. That includes small talk with the students to get them thinking and speaking in English, and it helps them become more comfortable with you as their tutor. We will also have 30-second book-related videos, or you can just use the time to talk with your students. This also helps inspire interest and introduce our topics. Next, we have vocabulary learning. This is where we will present and learn new vocabulary and practice and reinforce the understanding of the reading. Here you can drill the words to make sure that they understand what they will be reading. It's to prepare their language for the new book and help them use their new vocabulary in the reading. Then we have our lead-in. Here we introduce the book and have the students share similar experiences. Again, this is to introduce and inspire the topic and interest. We build a background and allow the student to know the writer, the title, and the illustrator. So while we're reading, we have our first reading, and we will guide our students through the book, and we'll help them read the book as they go. We have various questions that we can guide them to the answers to help get detailed information. And we do this to build reading fluency. It helps them get the main idea and solve comprehensive problems. Then we have language practice, which is when we'll go over the key vocabulary and learn and practice the main strengths and structures. This again is to help acquire necessary language knowledge and reinforce language applications. In our second reading, we have set questions before the second reading. Here we'll then reread the story aloud and finish with a story-related quiz. And again, this is to check for language and comprehension abilities. And last, we'll end with a conversation where we present and practice the conversation to learn the main structure of the story and share our opinions of the story. And this is to help build communication abilities. Here, we don't want our students just to be able to read, but we want them to be able to talk about what they've read and show that they understand and are able to speak in a fluent manner. Then we have our skills learning section where they will present and learn skills, practice to understand the skills, and apply their new skills to retelling the story. And again, this is to acquire necessary comprehension skills and allow them to be able to further understand and analyze stories. Then we'll wrap up. Here we'll go over the story, share personal opinions of the story, and we do this to check for learning outcomes. And then we have our feedback time. We give learning feedback to our students, and this is to evaluate lesson performance and encourage a continued learning interest. And that concludes this section of our training. Thank you for joining us today.